In recent years, there's been a massive generational shift. The way we talk about money has changed because the world we're living in has changed. Pay gaps wider. The cost of living in 2026 is surging, and most of us are just trying to find a place on the ladder. We go to work every day just to keep our heads above water. But what if there was a different way? What if you didn't have to spend your entire life working until you're 65? Well, there is, but it's not glamorous, it's not easy, and it's what we call financial freedom. I break financial freedom down into 5 different stages. Stage 1. Freedom from fear. At this stage, you don't feel out of control because you've made a budget. You've sat down and fully gone through all of your expenses, knowing what you're spending each week. Often at this stage, not only do you feel safe in knowing exactly how much money is coming out of your account, but you find unnecessary expenses and find a way to cut them. This is where you face the confronting numbers, the debt, the high expenses, the low income, and this does nothing but inspire you to make the shift. Stage 2. Financial foundations. At this stage, you've built the basics required to start saving seriously. You've paid off your debt and you have a small emergency savings buffer of at least $1,000, eventually aiming for 3 months worth of expenses. Your income now fully covers your outgoing transactions, no more credit card debt. This is where most people lose sight of the goal because paying off debt doesn't feel like winning, but it is. And this is where I currently sit. I'm debt-free with an emergency fund fully saved, and I'm currently splitting my spare income between saving for an investment property and the share market. Stage 3. Financial security. This is the stage where you really start to feel like you're winning. You've invested enough into income-generating assets that the passive income could technically cover some basic necessities like food and rent. You could stay here, but it's not full freedom yet. However, this is where compounding really takes off, making the jump from stage 3 to 4 feel like light work. Stage 4. Financial freedom. The FIRE number. When people say financial freedom, they're usually talking about a specific number. In the investing world, this is called FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early. Your FIRE number is the exact amount you need to live off your investments forever. But let me clear up a misconception. Financial freedom is the point where money no longer shapes your life. You do. It's about having the choice. If you want to keep working, great. If you want to work part-time or switch to a job you actually love, you can. You aren't owned by the corporate hierarchy anymore. Your life is finally on your terms. Stage 5. Financial abundance. The fat FIRE dream. This is actually a level above freedom, and that's abundance. This is when your investments don't just cover your bills, but they cover a life of luxury and still continue to grow. This is where you can give back, travel without a budget, and build a legacy. It's a big mountain to climb, but it's the ultimate endgame. Maybe retiring at 30 feels like a dream for people making 6 figures, but it's not. It takes sacrifice, saving aggressively and investing where it can grow. Most people use a combination of dividend portfolios and the 4% rule. The 4% rule is simple. If you withdraw 4% of your total portfolio each year, historical data and 2026 projections suggest that your money will last 30 years or more because the market grows at a higher rate. Combine that with dividends, money paid to you just for owning shares, and you've alleviated the need to work completely. Why 2.86 million? Your enough is personal. Some people choose lean FIRE, living on the bare minimum. I value both my time and my lifestyle, which is why my FIRE number is $2.86 million. If I can hit that by age 35, it would generate at least $100,000 a year in passive income. I wouldn't stop working because I'd be bored, but I'd find a career I actually enjoy. I'd go part-time. I'd buy that coffee every morning without checking my bank balance. Where did $2.86 million come from? In 2026, living comfortably in a city like Brisbane costs around $75,000 a year to $80,000 a year. By generating $100,000 per year, I have a safety buffer for inflation or RBA interest rate hikes. It's my way of preparing for an uncertain economy. If you're in Australia, I know what you're thinking. How am I supposed to save millions when I can't even afford my rent? And you're right. Housing and rent are at all-time highs. Saving alone will never achieve financial freedom. You have to invest your way to freedom. Before you set your own number, remember there are different ways to do this. 1. Lean fire. Minimalist living. Prioritizing time over stuff. 2. Fat fire. High-end lifestyle. Requires a much bigger number. 3. Barista fire. Your investments cover the big bills, and you work a chill part-time job for the rest. 4. Coast fire. You invest heavily in your early 20s, and then you stop, letting compound interest carry you to retirement. That is true financial freedom. The sacrifices I'm making at 19 are the fuel for a life where money is a tool, not a stressor. Most people will watch this and get too scared by the numbers to even try. So if you're as serious as I am, subscribe. See every step of my journey while you build wealth alongside me. Let me make the mistakes so you don't have to.